Hello, we are live. So, I think it's been a minute since I did a Facebook Live. I guess it's because last time we did the Hue and Stripe webinar, which, by the way, if you guys have not signed up for Hue and Stripe, its pricing is going up for them on September 30th. So if you think that would be a good asset for your business, I would reference the email that I sent out I guess the email. All the info was in the email. Or in the Facebook, nope, wasn't a Facebook Live, it was on a Zoom. Reference that to get info on Hue and Stripe if you feel like you want to sign up and do that. So, all right, so Nikki is on. Hey, oh, there's 3 people on. So if you guys are, I don't know why, sometimes it tells me people are on, sometimes it doesn't. But if you guys are on, say hi. We are gonna chat today about Instagram because we just finished that 7-day Instagram challenge, which was really fun. I don't know about you guys, but I had a ton of fun doing that. And it was just kind of a random idea that sort of popped into my head. And I was like, we got to do a challenge. And it had a lot of, hi, Hina. Hopefully that's how you say your name. But the Instagram challenge had a lot of interaction, which I thought was really awesome. Hi, Marsha. And it was really fun, hey Nikki, to see everybody post and post consistently. And then I was able to give some feedback to some people kind of on just like what I thought maybe they should do or suggestions on ways they could increase interaction. And so then I figured this would be a great topic to talk about specifically on Instagram. So a few things I wanted to talk about the challenge that were some good results that came out of the challenge was, one, people kind of got in the habit of posting consistently, which if you are using Instagram and you know that's where your ideal client is, then posting consistently is going to be what you need to do. We also had another person, Alex, she was saying how she just didn't think Instagram was her platform. So I kind of challenged her a little bit and said, okay, but have you actually given it a good kind of shake, a good try, and used it for, a month to really dig in and use it and see how it works? And she basically was like, no. So my response to her was like, well, you kind of have to do that. You have to give it a shot. You have to spend time consistently on it to know if it's going to work or not work. You can't just put out something kind of haphazardly or one-off here and there and then not getting responses to say like, oh, it doesn't work. Because I think it was Christina that said she had been using Instagram, but because of the consistency in her posting over the challenge, she saw a lot of growth in her profile and a lot of growth in her content and her engagement. And so that was really awesome. So Instagram really is a platform that you do need to use on a consistent basis, and you really need to be active. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about the algorithms, but you really do need to be active to help boost that. And finally, so what was I going to say? Have to use it. I'm writing these notes so I can like write it in the email afterwards. Charlene said that she didn't participate in the challenge with us, but one of the things that she wrote in another post was that she just booked her 3rd VIP dream client with a 6-month package, which means this, you guys, from someone who was following her on Instagram but hadn't even engaged with her on Instagram. She had just been basically stalking her. So that is another reason why you want to post consistently, you want to give the platform a good go, and you want to kind of curate this information because you never know who's watching and you never know when they are going to become a client. You could have someone follow you on Instagram for 2 years and then they decide one day like, okay, this person's legit and they want to become your client. So you have to kind of do all of these things to really make it work. Okay, so Instagram is, and I want to make it clear, like it is a marketing tool, right? It is not the end all be all for you, and it's not where you should spend 100% of your time, but it is a marketing platform and a tool that you can use to amplify and engage your audience. And it's a tool that a lot of people use and a lot of people like. I mean, I love Instagram. It's fun. I see a lot of engagement, a lot of interaction there. And so I really do love and use that platform. And I know a lot of you guys do too, because it is so visual. So one of the questions that Allison asked was, I'd love to hear your thoughts on biz page versus personal page if you don't have 10K followers. I heard IG actually, IG algorithm actually worked against business pages unless they pay to promote. So having a personal page is better because you'll grow a following faster. Is this true? So I can't really say if this is like quote unquote true or not. I have had experience where definitely if you have a business page on Facebook and you have, I've seen this more on Facebook actually than I feel like I have on Instagram. And I'm going to talk about why in a minute. But on Facebook, I do feel like not a lot of people see my business posts on my fan page. And I frequently am asked or sometimes do promote events, especially with events on a business Facebook page. I feel like people don't see them. And so I will cross promote on my personal Facebook page a lot with that. So I do think the algorithm suppresses small business pages on Facebook. And that is just from my personal experience. But I have actually also heard rumors where Facebook is trying to promote more small businesses. So that is something you can kind of just decide whether you want to or not. I personally use and like business pages over personal pages because you get the analytics. So you get to kind of have more accurate numbers on just all of the things that you're posting, stories and sponsored post analytics and just analytics in general. So I do think it's a smarter business move to have a business page versus a personal page. Besides, you're going to look more legit. Like, and if you are a business, so I think you should make that move. I don't think it matters whether you have 10K followers on Instagram or not. I don't think the algorithm works that way. My thought is that the algorithm for Instagram works on engagement. So that said, if you are looking to grow a personal or a following, you are going to have to be active and you're going to have to be on the platform, plain and simple. When I was working actively to engage with Instagram, I had basically a business bestie and we would spend 15 minutes every day, quote unquote, working on Instagram. We would post our pictures, we would do our hashtags, we would comment on people who would comment us, we would respond to direct messages, we would go to other people's accounts and comment and like on their situations, on their stuff, and we would just work on building a platform and engaging. And so when you do that, when you are active on Instagram and you're engaging with other accounts, not just your own, that will get you results. But you do have to put in the time to do that. And because you should not buy bots, like you should not do weird spammy things to try to get followers, but you do have to be active. So I think and I will say this, like the number of people that you follow doesn't mean you're making money or not making money, right? So like you could be following Instagram influencers who have 100,000 followers. They could be making zero money and have full-time day jobs. You could be following a multiple six-figure business owner who has 2,000 followers. I know several of them, and they could be making a ton of money. So the number of Instagram people really doesn't matter. But if you do want to grow it, you need to be active and you need to focus on the quality of your photography and the quality of your content and engaging your audience. And quality of content in my head is really being authentic and genuine. And I think we hear that a lot, but I think more than those two words, I think it's being vulnerable. So I shared a post recently on my Instagram just kind of about the ups and downs of owning a business and knowing those fluctuations. And I got how many comments? 500 likes and like 35 comments, which is ridiculous. Like usually it's kind of like I will have 2 comments, 8 comments, whatever. Not that, sometimes a lot of comments, sometimes not a lot of comments. But in every post where you can be vulnerable and people can relate to you and identify with you, you're going to be building up your community of people who trust and like what you have to say. And then they're going to be liking your stuff. They're going to be commenting on your stuff. They're going to be engaging with you. And that in turn is going to increase the algorithm in your favor. So it's going to be the more people like and engage your stuff, the more that they will see your stuff in their feed. So in order to get people to see your stuff, you need to have good content that people want to like. You need to ask them questions to engage them. So 9 times out of 10, every single one of my posts will have a question that I'm asking my audience because I want them to answer the question so that they will comment, so that they will engage with me, so that my stuff will come up on their feeds. So let's see. What else do I want to say about this? The grid versus the not grid. So there's 2 fields of thought, I believe now, about the grid. A lot of people, so an example for one would be Eva Chen. So she is over fashion at Instagram. She has almost 1 million followers. Here's her feed. So she will tell you that the grid doesn't matter. I would argue that if you are not a celebrity, that your grid does matter. Not in a way that you have to be super obsessive about it by any means, but I like to think of your Instagram bio. Sorry, this lighting is crap. Whatever, you can just go and look at my Instagram page or anybody's Instagram page. I like to think of your Instagram page as your mini portfolio. So if you're looking to engage with brands, if you're looking for clients to come and find you, you want that first little bit of your Instagram to look nice, right? So you don't have to go crazy with it. Mine has definitely gotten a little more lax. So you can kind of scroll down and see the different phases of my Instagram evolution, if you will. They're pretty distinct, so it's kind of interesting. But I do think it should be put together in a way that is visually appealing because you want to attract people that are going to like those things. So I don't think you have to go crazy over it, but I do think you need to give attention to it, especially if you are small. If you're Beyonce, post whatever the heck you want on your grid, it doesn't matter. But if you're not, then you might need to care about it a little bit. So let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Topics to discuss to increase engagement. So authenticity, frequency, reliability. So we talked about all of those things. Be vulnerable, post frequently, be actually on the platform using it. And I guess reliability. Why did I write reliability? I think that just meant posting consistently, being consistent. Doesn't mean you have to post every day. You could probably post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That would be fine. I don't usually post on the weekends. But somehow posting consistently is going to be helpful to you guys. So are there any questions about this? There was only, I think, the one question about the algorithm from Allison. And I didn't really see any other questions about Instagram. So unless anybody on live has questions, I'm going to give it like another minute or two. But I would definitely encourage you, if you did the challenge, to kind of keep it going or give yourself a new challenge and say, okay, I'm going to post for 2 weeks and I'm going to post every day consistently and I'm going to spend 15 minutes. So that was, like I mentioned, my biz bestie and I, we would do basically, she calls it an Insta 15. So we would basically put it in our calendars, set a timer for 15 minutes and just use that 15 minutes to engage with people on Instagram, not consuming content. You will suck up your 15 minutes like that if you're just consuming, but you want to be putting out other things on Instagram. I will say something about Instagram pods because I feel like I saw that somewhere in an article I was reading. I don't particularly like Instagram pods because it is confining you to a small group of people, right? So the point is you want to have lots of different people commenting and engaging on your stuff and not just the same like 10, 15, 20 people all the time. I don't think that helps your position in the algorithm. And there's nothing to base that on besides my own personal experience. And I also think it's exhausting, like to have to go and comment on like 20 different people's stuff all the time. Like just because you're in a pod, like you should want to find people you are honestly want to engage with. So, okay, good. Got some questions. Oh, these are good questions. Okay, so Hina, I think that's how you say it. Any preferred hashtags for personal stylists, the area or city to focus? Something about hashtags. So hashtags are definitely important. You can do up to, hey Lena, you just joined. Hi. Hey Paul, hey Charlene. You guys might have gone off by now. Hashtags, you can do up to 30 hashtags in a hashtag or like a hashtag block. So I always recommend that you put them in the notes section in your phone. So I have, gosh, sorry. I don't know why. Here we go. I don't know why this is like not, there we go. So you can see these are my hashtags that I just already have like preset in my notes. I don't know why that's not like really, here we go, working. Anyway, so I would just go to other personal stylist pages and see what they're hashtagging. Like that's what I do. Like if I want to hashtag stuff about like capsule wardrobes, I'll go to people that I know have capsule wardrobe focused profiles and I'll see what they're hashtagging and then I might add those to my list. I do try to change up my hashtags. So I have a core set of hashtags where I'll say like chic stripe styling, et cetera, virtual stylist, personal stylist, wardrobe pro, image consultant, like whatever. But then like if I am talking about capsules, I'll do capsule wardrobe, 10 by 10 challenge, what to wear, slow fashion, etc. If I'm talking about beyond, then I'll do beyond biz coaching, personal stylist coaching, business of style, style boss marketing, online training. So I have kind of chunks of hashtags that I will play with, and I will change them up and not do the same hashtags on every single post. So look at other accounts, see what they're hashtagging. Also look in Instagram, like if you have a hashtag you think is awesome, you can use the search, and like you could search, let's say like, so you want to hashtag things that people are looking. So I was going to say like, oh, I could put like Sydney Lester styles. Like nobody is probably looking for that hashtag, but if I hashtagged everything with that, then that would be like a cool kind of compilation of hashtags that would be just mine that someone could eventually look at. But for the most part, you want to hashtag things a little bit broadly so that they're findable, right? If you pick an obscure hashtag, unless it's like a joke, no one's going to find you. Marsha, can you talk a little bit about the bio? I love the bio. I'm really good at writing Instagram bios. So your bio, it should say short and briefly who you are, what you do, how you do it, and who you serve. And then there should be something funny and personable about you, because you want to be relatable to people. So having something in there. So for example, I'll show you, Sylvie just did a really great job. I was coaching her. She's in my one-to-one coaching. And so we were updating her Instagram bio. And so she just kind of had generic personal stylist, helping take the stress out of getting dressed or whatever. So I've been working with her on really getting her language specific and less generic, less what every other personal style is doing. So she updated hers really nicely. So it's mama of 2 boys, style magpie, entrepreneur. And so she has some emojis. So that way people can connect with her on a personal level. Like if they also happen to have 2 boys or they are an entrepreneur, then they may connect with her. Whereas if she didn't have those things. And then she has her kind of called like who she serves and what she does in there, and then her website as well. So I definitely think the bio is really important. It's really fun for me to work on those. So I think, like I said, it should be who you are and like what you do, like personal stylist or image consultant or whatever. Some kind of identifiable, relatable things about who you are that's not related to fashion. And then some things about what you do, and then a call to action. It's because you want people to engage. You want them to go to your bio and then your website. So that is it for that. If there's any other questions, check them in. I've got like a little bit of time left. I'm going to go over to the Facebook page and see if there's some that I maybe missed. Hashtags. Okay, so I think that was it on the questions. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to put a short kind of comment link with my email address. I have taught Instagram workshops in the past, and I have worked and consulted with people one-on-one on giving them some advice for how to update your bio, what you should do with your grid and your feed, and the types of pictures you should be posting and the types of content you would like to post. So I'm going to put my email address, and if anybody is interested in like a one-on-one hour session to talk about your Instagram more in depth and how you can really start to use that for engaging and getting paying clients, then we can do that. So email me, Sydney@chicsstripes.com, and just put Instagram consult in the subject line, and I will get back with you on that. But hopefully these tips helped and the challenge helped, and you guys can really start to use this platform. If this is where your ideal client is, your ideal client may not be on Instagram, and that's okay. You may need to focus more on LinkedIn or Facebook. But I still think having an Instagram presence is important, because a lot of people nowadays, they don't say, what's your website? They say, hey, are you on Instagram? And then they follow you on Instagram. So you do want to make that good first impression with this visual platform. And as personal stylists, as creatives, it is a really great place to do that. So I am going to log out of this. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I have a really good topic for next week for our Facebook Live. Let me find my notes. We are going to talk about how what you focus and measure grows, tracking your numbers. That money. So tune in next week. It's going to be Thursday. Not sure what time. Probably this time, 2:30. But yeah, so I will talk to you guys then. All right, bye.